Hello everyone, this is your girl Sugary Girl Candy 2012 and I'm bringing you guys another rant. I haven't done one in quite some time now, but coincidentally, the mic that I said didn't work with my computer anymore, or it just gave me like problems. Well, currently isn't giving me any problems, so I'm taking this opportunity. I don't know, my computer's kind of weird. Sometimes some things work, sometimes it don't, and I don't know, dude. And I've had my computer for about almost 4 years, I believe, but it still runs pretty damn quickly, but just not with certain programs or certain things now. And I gotta upgrade a lot of shit. But anyway, that is not the whole dribble about this video. You read the title, so you know what it's about. Again, I haven't done a rant in so freaking long. And this is something that I've really been wanting to talk about for at least um a week now. So basically, I've been on multiple videos, and I don't usually let stuff like this usually get to me, or make me stop and think twice. But when I see it so much, and not just like in the comment section, but also in the video coming from the video maker, is when I have to step in and I have to freaking say something about it. I'm sorry, it's just me. It's an offline thing as well, man. Like, even offline, if I see something that I'm not liking, I'm not feeling something, I gotta say something about it. It's me, man. I can't change me. So anyway, so I've been reading about a lot of people saying, reading and hearing a lot of people typing and saying, you know, Microsoft, making it seem like basically Sony are the only ones, that are having financial problems, and Nintendo and Microsoft are just all whoop-de-doo good and they have loads of freaking money. Well, here's what I have to say about having all that loads of money. I mean, number one, starting with the Wii U, the PS4 is basically just past the thing in sales. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not into the whole sales thing, but I'm just using it for this video. But basically, Sony and their PlayStation 4 have gotten to 6.4 million consoles in just a matter of 4 freaking months, whereas I believe Nintendo are sitting at somewhere around the Xbox One numbers. So basically, if they have all this freaking money, then why aren't they using that money to do something with the with okay, like, why don't they use that money to get things that the gamers want? If that makes any sense. I'm gonna try to air this out, but this is kind of like a spur of the moment rant video, so forgive me if I may stop a few times or whatever, because again, spur of the moment. So I just got what I wanted to make the rant about, but um so it seems like they both have all this freaking money, but what the heck are they exactly doing with all this freaking money? Like, Microsoft have all this money, but all they seem to be doing is buying third-party games and buying all these DLCs to try to keep it off every other console, which I still find to be quite ridiculous, and it's something that they're freaking doing. Um, and I recently read that a lot of developers obviously are favoring the PlayStation 4 now, and it's funny how the tables have turned this generation, because even still today, the PlayStation 4 is getting trammeled is being trumped on for being successful. And I know it may seem like I'm always on the PlayStation 4 side and I'm always talking positive about it, but when you look at it, really, I mean, there's hardly anything negative you can really say about the thing, honestly. Uh, Maybe about the company a bit, but not about the console in general, other than the fact that I do wish that they had a lot of the features that the PlayStation 3 has. Hopefully they'll bring some of those back in the future. One of the features that they're going to bring in an update is going to be having the ability to what did they say? Put your clips and clips that you've captured and pictures and stuff from your PlayStation 4 onto your USB, and you can put it on your computer and blah blah blah, and also an editor as well. But hoping they bring back more of that, because I don't see any like past games that I played on my PlayStation 3 that I'll be playing on this if it doesn't, like, the wrestling games. Um, it's going to be pretty useless for me to get like any new wrestling games on the PlayStation 4 if I'm not able to use my own like music and stuff. And a lot of people be like, "Oh man, quit bitching about it. Just use the streaming service." But the thing about that is that I don't Like, think about that, and the problem with that is the fact that I don't use a lot of mainstream artists anymore. Matter of fact, yeah, I really don't. I use a lot of artists that you don't hear, underground artists. So a music streaming service isn't going to have underground music, isn't going to have remixes of certain songs by different people and blah 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 on it. So that's pretty useless to me. So it would be nice if I was able to use the music that I have to be able to put on my USB like I've been doing with my PS3 and put it on my PS4, so I'm able to use it. Right now, I don't really see myself getting the next WWE game if I do get it. Well, maybe I am, because I'm going to start some crazy project and then I'm going to need to finish it and blah 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 as usual. Um but I'm not going to see a point in getting it for my PlayStation 4 if I'm not able to transfer the music that I have been using for my creations onto another one. Well, this really, matter of fact, it probably all depends on how they're gonna how WWE 2K14 is gonna be, because I don't know if they're gonna like to go with all completely new like facial structures and stuff of create a car and stuff like that. But if not, you guys know I'm gonna bring my old creations over. I'm gonna need the music, but that's going to be a problem if I were to play any of those games on this console and I don't have my own music to use for them. But other than those little issues that hopefully they'll be bringing back in an update like they did with the ones they have now, where you're able to do certain stuff. I have to actually go back to that article and read it again, because that's really the only thing I remember. Other than that, it's um it's crazy how people say, Microsoft have all this money, but they aren't really doing anything with it. It seems like they're too preoccupied with pissing off people more than anything. Like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. Then it's just the fact that it feels like they have like they're bipolar. They just have constantly changing personalities. Like, I don't know. It's like one day we're sorry to the gamers, next day we're uh, uh, you know, next day, it doesn't matter if we're not winning or not, and next day we want to win and blah blah blah. Like, they just all over the freaking place right now, and it's been for freaking months. Like, it's insane. Like, this company really need to get their priorities straight, dude. And I know they said they're gonna have some games for E3 and stuff like that, but they just need to start paying more attention to their consumers. They need to start listening more. Um, they need to start actually, stop turning away developers, and actually any developers, whether it be small or big, they need to stop turning away good ideas and give it a chance and take a risk sometimes, because it just seems like they don't ever want to take a risk. Like, it seems like Sony are the only ones in terms of games and the concept behind those games. It seems like Sony are the only ones that are taking the risk when it comes to those, and that's why they're able to have a variety of different titles on their console. So this is why my attraction is to the PlayStation 3. Like, I did about, I believe, 2 years ago, I did plan on getting an Xbox 360, because again, I think I mentioned in a video, 2 videos back, I believe, that I had a few friends that wanted to play stuff with me, and it was getting quite annoying that I didn't have anybody to play what I wanted to play the game with on the PlayStation 3. So getting an Xbox, just in case I didn't have anybody to play with on the PS3, I can go to the Xbox 360 and I can have people to play with. So at least I would have people to play with on there. So that's another reason why I wanted to get it. There's the other few reasons too, but I don't even remember. But so basically, my whole point to this all this rambling and this ranting is basically, you can have the money, but that really doesn't mean anything. I mean, if you ain't doing anything with it, then why go clamoring about having all the money in the world if you're not doing anything to make a difference with it? Like, giving gamers what they want. Could have had a more powerful machine, not forcing things on people. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. You gotta get that together. Matter of fact, I think all the companies need to get their stuff together. but mainly just those two in general because right now the Nintendo and Microsoft are lagging behind, and with everything that Sony are releasing and all the announcements and all the news articles, it's only gonna make it's not gonna make the gap too much smaller. It's just gonna get wider and wider with time. And again, I mentioned this. It's funny how the tables have turned this generation because everybody was against Sony and the PlayStation 3, namely due to the fact that the PlayStation 3 was just hard to work with. It wasn't because it was underpowered. It was because it was hard to work with and it was hard to get their games to work on it. So, but the opposite is the Xbox One is actually underpowered, so now developers have to figure a way around that. So again, tables have turned, except I think Microsoft got it worse than what Sony did, because Sony actually started cleaning up their act like a year or two into the PlayStation's life cycle. First by giving it a price drop to $400. That's when I got my first PlayStation, PlayStation 4, which was the fat one. Cause again, I was like, ain't no damn way I'm gonna pay $600, and then they gonna have the nerve to say, get two jobs to get it, bitch, please. But yeah, they need to get their stuff together, dude, and stop playing with gamers' emotions. And just a lot of things, man. Just something that enticed me in it. And I think the price cuts that they've been doing, I think is a good and a bad thing. A good thing because then it'll probably entice at least a few more people to get the thing, and it'll come off shelves and shit. Bad because then people are gonna be like, hold up, man, this console's only been out for freaking 4 months, and it's already had like what, about three or two price cuts already, compared to Sony cutting the price of the PlayStation 3 about what, 1 or 2 years down the road or something like that. So yeah, they need to really get their stuff together, and I don't know, I don't know what they're gonna have to do to get me to be like, I should get an Xbox One for that. Obviously one thing would have to be variety in games, cause I'm not big on just shooting games. I like playing a lot of different stuff, other than racing games and stuff like that. If it ain't a racing game like Mario Kart or something like that, then I'm not gonna be interested. So I mean, yeah. So basically, that's it. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of this whole situation. Do you think people honestly should just stop saying, "Oh yeah, well, you know what? Microsoft and Nintendo have more money anyway, blah blah blah." Do you think people just need to stop shitting on the success of Sony? Just give credit where it's due. I mean, even I can give credit where it's due, regardless of what console it is. So just give credit where it's due and move the fuck on and stop bitching and whining about success. I didn't think so many people would be so upset at success. That's ridiculous. But yeah, again, leave it down below. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.